I'm Gale Adcock. I've lived in Cary for 20 years, and I'm running for North Carolina House District 41 because the residents of this district need better representation in the North Carolina House of Representatives. I know that next year we're predicted to have a very large budget shortfall, and before any more tax revenues are cut, I think we need to do the complete math, know how much money we're going to bring in, how much money we could lose through tax revenues before we make any other adjustments in taxes. I support the film industry incentives as the program was currently enacted, because I was not convinced that there was anything broken with it, that it wasn't doing the job it was intended to do, and that what was proposed instead was more effective. When it comes to fracking, the word aggressive is what bothers me. I don't think that any new industry should be aggressively pursued until we know that we can protect our environment and make sure that we in no way harm our citizens. I think they have not been as effective as they could be or efficient. I think they have not listened to the voters in our state, particularly my district, who have made their feelings well known about how they feel about education and public safety and the environment, and that they are not responsive. One of my biggest legislative priorities in 2015 would be establishing a long-term plan to fund public education so that our teachers' salaries would reach at least the national level. I think whenever you're thinking about how to spend money on projects, first thing you need to do is look at where's your money coming from now and where are you spending it. So the first thing should be an assessment of where we spend our money currently. I think bond referendums are something that should be seriously considered for all transportation projects. That way you ask the people how they want to, if they're willing to spend the money, and how they want to spend it and where they want to spend it. I'm very conflicted about the death penalty. I wish there was a perfect system that when we said someone was guilty of a crime and that the penalty for that would be death, that we could be absolutely certain that we were never wrong. So that's part of my feeling of being conflicted. But the other thing is, a healthcare professional, as a nurse practitioner for 27 years, a nurse for 40, nurses and physicians do not want to participate in executions. We take an oath when we have our education that we will do no harm, that we will not hurt people. And so we are not in the business of doing the state's work of executing folks. So I actually am still very conflicted about the death penalty, and I don't know how I would vote if that bill came before us. I'd have to see what it actually says and what the consequences are to our prisons and to the families and the victims of these violent crimes. North Carolina absolutely does not need a full-time legislature. In fact, I wish we had session limits. I believe that when you have a specific date by which you have to get your work done, that you're more focused, you get that work done in the amount of time that's been allotted to it, and you don't deal with issues that really are fringe issues. You get down to the business of the people. I want the voters in my district to know that I'm a nurse, and I come at every issue thinking about the human impact of every decision that I make. I have 40 years of nursing experience, 23 years of corporate health experience, and 7 years of elected official experience. And I will bring all those skills to bear in every decision that I make as their representative in House District 41. I like to get up early on Saturdays, read the paper, do chores around my house, plan dinner, go to my local coffee shop, have a cup of coffee, work out for 2 hours, come home, take a shower, and spend time with my family. This wonderful woman is deceased now for about 3 years, but Frances Newsom Miller started her career actually at the News and Observer by writing for Under the Dome, the midnight shift. She was the executive director of the North Carolina Nurses Association when I first joined as a very new nurse in 1980. Frankie taught me a lot about integrity. She was a ruthless editor. She's the one who really taught me how to write well, and I continue to miss her and look up to her to this day. I'm a registered Democrat. It's like going out to buy a suit off the rack. You're never going to find something that fits 100% like it was made for you. But as I look at the ideologies of both parties, the Democratic Party fits me the best.